2007, Raila Amolo Odinga won the presidential elections in this country. But Raila Odinga was never sworn in as the president of the Republic of Kenya. The deep state was not comfortable with Raila Odinga becoming the president of the Republic of Kenya. The rest is history. The nearest they allowed Raila Odinga to the center of power was to become the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya. In 2012, around June, the plane carrying George Saitoti and Orwa Jode crashed in Ngong Forest. Most people believe up to today that Saitoti was eliminated by the deep state because the deep state feared that if Saitoti was going to run the way he had purposed to do, then he was going to complicate the equation. So he had to be eliminated. Saitoti, for example, was a Kikuyu and a son of Rift Valley, Masai. So if he had contested, it would have meant, having been in the system for a long time, it would have meant a different ballgame. So he was eliminated. Many people believe so. In March this year, none other than the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, alleged that there is a system who are keen on stopping him from becoming the president of the Republic of Kenya. But for him, he said he had his God. So who is this deep state?
Na mimi nataka niseme hivi. And I want to say this for the record. I am aware, and I know, and it's obvious, that there is a huge scheme that has been orchestrated to demean and to destroy my office and to ensure that I do not get anywhere. That I know, and it is rather obvious. Those executing this scheme, this elaborate scheme to undermine and destroy my office and ostensibly to stop me using all these schemes, I want to tell them they may have the system. They may have whatever they have. But I want to tell them we have God.
So who is this deep state? And why are they controlling who becomes the president? Now let's go to Dennis Itumbi. Itumbi on March, Dennis Itumbi said something here on 12th of April. He posted something on his Facebook page. Let me just read for you. Early 2018, a meeting was convened. The aim was to develop a strategy to stop William Samoei Ruto from becoming the president in 2022. A few people were told to develop ideas that would inform the strategy. That is the day I made my decision. I would not be part of the betrayal. 4 points were adopted as the pillar that would drive out Ruto and completely finish him. Those in the meeting is a list I will table in a book someday. So if the Dennis Itumbi love this country, in the fullness of time, not now. Now, if he tries naming these people, he would be finished. Dennis Itumbi at least had a one-on-one with the members of this state. Let's say in the next, when he will publish this book, let's say in the next, even 10 or 20 years from now, then we'll get to understand who are members of the deep state during this time. Let's not end there. On 2nd August 2016, One of my best friends, Seth Odongo, or you can call him Dikembe December, made a tweet, sorry. And in the tweet, Dikembe is saying, the rise of Kibochi Kariuki through the ranks of KDF appears to me to be a Mount Kenya reaction to William Ruto's presidency. Mark this tweet. So this tweet he made in 2016. And last week, this guy was appointed to be the head of the military in this country. Miguna, last year May, made a post. We know that Uhuru will appoint either Major General Robert Kariuki Kibochi or Leonard Kariuki Ngondi as the Chief of Defense Forces. So if you read those tweets, Itumbi, Dikembe, and Miguna, they are alleging an existence of a system which determines how the country votes and who gets elected. But who is the deep state? There's a guy called Isaac Mwaura, the nominated senator. He explained this so well in one of the interviews with the Citizen. So I want you to listen to Isaac Mwaura, then we go directly, because he has explained it so well, then we go directly into why these people always determine who becomes the president of the Republic of Kenya. Listen in.
Same issue as well. So we have Musalia Mudavadi saying that it's Kenyans who are the real voters, are the real decision makers. Then we have Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka here talking about the deep state. How true is this narrative of the deep state? And then at the end of the day, does it not also question the issue of democracy when you have certain elite men and women saying this is good or not good for the nation?
So when you talk about deep state, look at Mr. Odinga. Mr. Odinga has always had the people. That has he won. In fact, like in 2007, because I was in his party, actually he won. By that one, I think he won. But was he declared president? He had to share. And President Kibaki was very intelligent, as he always is. He even appointed 17 ministers so that the other 17 could be from whoever, because he knew. And Kivuta Kibano was there telling us, can we share this government? When Marakaro was making all the noise. And Ruto and Orengo were trying to fight whatever. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is this. The voting is not the issue. No. So these things are manipulated, and nowadays there is even now the science of manipulating crowds from a distance. It is very, very sophisticated, and there are people who have specialized in these tactics, so that whatever you are able to see, is subterfuge. There is something below. So Kalonzo is completely right.
And so, if
it is not enough to have the people.
If that is the reality, Senator Mwaura,
yes.
Then what should Kenyans do in this conversation of BBI if actually there are some other people, some other forces making decisions for them?
Let me ask you something, Gituku. Maybe I was Jubilee Damu. Did you see when we were being given definitions of TB and Tialala, and the way they were being choreographed to look like they were from a dictionary? Now if you Google and look for that dictionary, you will not find it. But around election time, how many people are able to make their political choice based on that lie, that those were names from the devil? What I'm trying to say is this. In this fourth industrial revolution, things have changed. The same way Senator Ledama was speaking about the old timers, the traditionalists and what have you, the electoral system is not as simplistic as we'd want it to be. In fact, the problem we are having in these conversations is of that of missionaries, people who want to do good, mercenaries, and misfits, all meeting together in conversations like BBI.
So, Honorable Isaac,
so we must agree to one fact, that there is a system, and that system can also be called the deep state. And if the deputy president of all the people can fear this deep state, if a former cabinet, a former minister for internal security like Saitoti could be eliminated if that was the reason by the deep state, if Raila Odinga could get all those votes, but then the deep state still went ahead and denied him the presidency, why are they so much interested in the presidency? Or why are they so much interested in controlling the state machinery? I have the following reasons. Number one, I think it's all about business interest. You know, Kenya is a capitalist country. So those who have money have it. If you don't have money, you don't have it. That's why there are people in this country who cannot afford to pay for even the meal they are going to eat tonight. At the same time, there are people who don't even know how they are going to spend their money. And the people who have accumulated this money and wealth in this country. And this wealth, they have accumulated it through government. By engineering fictitious tenders in government. By coming up with mega projects and fleecing this country. Take, for example, the SGR. The SGR in this country is costing this country a lot. But it had to be done. Because by doing that SGR, there are people who are going to benefit. So these guys had to make sure that the person they were going to elect was a person who was going to help realize the dream of SGR reaching Naivasha. Talk of any other mega scandal in this country. The mega billion tender dams. Why would a country invest so much on those dams when now Kenyans are suffering, but money is not there? So it's because of business. Most of these people are controlling the economy, major sectors in this country. So they fear if someone comes, then can interfere with their businesses. So they must ensure that's controlled. Number two, the reason they always want to retain it is because they want to secure employment, or they want job security for their members. The question is, who are the members of the deep state? Deep state are members of them are some in business, some are senior military officials, some are senior in NIS guys, some are senior police officers. So these are the people who form this cartel. Some of them are even senior career civil servants. So the fear is if someone new comes in, then probably they'll be replaced. New people will come up and the system will be dismantled. So for them to prevent that, they must ensure that the person coming to take over is always someone who they can control or is part and parcel of them. And that's what's happening in this country. That's why you find that there are certain sectors in this republic. You can always predict who is going to take over if someone is retiring. Because these people will always bring one of their own. Number three, these guys also want just to extend, they want to enhance their power and authority. There are people in this country, they are not elected members of parliament, they are not governors, they are not senators, they are not senior government officials. But when they step into any ministry, even the minister trembles. These are people who can sit in their homes and make a phone call to senior government officials. And these guys will do whatever they tell them. So they want those authority. And those authorities can only be exercised if and when the people in power are your people. I want to give you an example. Jimmy Wanjigi has always maintained in this country that the deal between Uhuru and Ruto was brokered at his house. And he had anticipated that once the deal was brokered, then he was going to control certain tenders. You know what happened? He left those people. But who can have such kind of power to an extent that the president and the deputy are brokering a deal right inside his sitting room? Who? So they want to have that kind of power and authority. And lastly, there's always the dark secrets. So in most cases, these guys have dark secret or dark past. And the fear is, if those dark past can be exposed, what's their future? Let's assume, for example, that Raila Odinga victory was stolen in 2007. And Raila Odinga became, let's assume he became the president in 2013. Then as the president, he was going now to have intelligence briefing every single day. Then he was going to be told, the person who stole your votes was the guy in the military, or this senior police officer was in charge, or so and so. Do you think those guys can survive? They'll be fired. So they don't want those dark secrets to come out. Take, for example, the case of Robert Uhuru. He was eliminated. But this information, the truth is not known to Kenyans, but there are certain people in this country who knows. Take, for example, the case of Saitoti. So these guys, they have these dark secrets, and these dark secrets, they'll always want to continue being in the dark. So in my view, in this country, the person who is going to be elected the president of the Republic of Kenya in 2022 will have to be a member of the deep state. So far, I'm not sure whether that person is William Ruto, whether that person is President Uhuru Kenyatta, whether that person is William Ruto, or whether that person is Raila Odinga, or Fred Matiang'i, or any other person. But as a Kenyan, and just like Maura said in that clip, I've given up, and I strongly believe that the system will elect for Kenyans a new president in 2022. I don't know what to think, but that can only change if a revolution can happen in this country. But is Kenya ready for a revolution? Can a revolution happen in this country where the system, where the public will actually resist and block these people? In 2017, that was the time I knew that the system was going to collapse. But again, they managed and they survived it. Thank you guys for watching. And if you're bumping on this video for the first time, just take a second or two and hit the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this one, you'll get notified. And to the subscribers, I want to continue to thank you guys. You've made this channel great. Great. I just don't know how to thank you. Probably in the next, I don't know when, but I'll spare a day and single out each and every member. There are people who keep on calling me, people who give me advice, people who tell me, okay, hapa ulifanya vibaya, next time we do this, and we've always improved from the way we started up to now. You can't believe that even this video now, I'm actually recording it at night. But because of the advices you've been giving me, because personally, I'm not into anything photography and videography. So I want to continue to thank you guys for your continued support. Again, the website, you can continue checking for those who have not checked, and it's still work in progress. In the next few days, once it's up, it will be your first stop. I know utakuwa every morning ukiamuka, you want to read it. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day.